Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andre Jones, and I'm the athletic director of Charles City County High School. And I just want to provide you a quick update in regards to athletics and activities for the upcoming school year. So, what has happened since our last update? Well, the Virginia High School League met on July 15 and made a determination that high contact sports such as volleyball and football will not take place this fall. They plan to reconvene July 27th to propose one of three recommendations for the upcoming year. Now, what that basically means is that football and volleyball may move to the spring. So, as you look at this list of recommendations, the first one is to keep the calendar as is. That means no football or volleyball this year. I highly doubt this will happen because football is the money generating sport for most schools. Option two is the BHSL will flip flop spring sports and fall sports. That means track and field will take baseball and softball will take place in the fall, while football and volleyball will be spring sports. That is one of the options that people are weighing, but I believe option three, where winter, fall, and spring will be conduced into a 6 month time span, will be the option that the Virginia High School League chooses. With a lot of schools going virtual and a lot of parents having apprehensions, which are expected, we want to make sure that we get that information out and we understand where the parents are coming from. So what does that mean for Charles City High School? Well, if option one is selected, we won't have any fall sports. Football and volleyball will not take place this year. If option two is selected, as I mentioned before, it's going to be flip flop, and it's going to be required that those playing baseball, softball, outdoor track will have to get their physicals. If option three is selected, sports will be lumped together, meaning that there will be an overlap of seasons. Please understand that while we Charles City High School athletics, we do abide by the superintendent's recommendations, and we also abide by the school board's recommendations of sports. But here's a message from us: the safety of the student athlete is our top priority. We know the seriousness of COVID-19, and as the staff will be taking all preventative measures to make sure student athletes have a safe and comfortable environment. We're gonna make sure our staff is safe. You know, our coaching staff, we give all our time to make sure that they are safe. And then the coaches are meeting with the principal and athletic director within the next couple of days to educate them on safety and protocol, make sure that they are knowledgeable of the conditions of COVID-19. So a lot of questions has been asking, when will facilities reopen for conditioning? Well, we will make that determination after the Virginia High School League's final decision. For example, more than likely, if they go with option three, which is to do spring, all three sports starting in January 2021 and then June 2021, we will probably have conditioning and weightlifting available for those student athletes who choose to come down there. Um, what's going to happen, as you see in number two, is not mandated; it's optional. Parents, you're uncomfortable with your student athlete on the school grounds, they do not have to participate. There's no penalty, there's no punishment. From our standpoint, just like we do every year, regardless of what sport it is or the conditions of this outside world, all student hand all students will be required to have a completed physical and signed handbook to participate in conditioning, weightlifting, and athletic activities at Charles City High School for the 2021 school year. So basically, if you're going to be using facilities to weight lift, if you're going to be using the football field to run, or you need the track to run, yeah, there's no exceptions. We want to make sure that all student athletes are safe. I know it's not a surprise, but we want to make sure that everybody has the proper equipment in case of medical emergency. It's just not COVID-19. You know, you have injuries, sprains, cuts, and stuff. We want to make sure we have correct medical information on file, and it's updated every year. So if you're planning to use the facilities, weight lift, condition, while you're under supervision of our coaches, student athletes going to have a physical and have the handbook signed, plain and simple. So, what are we doing? Our next steps, as I said before, the coaches are going to meet with the principal and the athletic director, which is myself, on guidelines. The facilities will be clean for any student who is returned to athletic activity, which means, we'll make sure the courts are clean, the weightlifting equipment clean. We're going to practice social distancing. We're going to make sure all of those are intact. We understand the social frustration with student athletes, and we also understand the concerns of parents. You know, We want to make sure we have a good balance on our end, that we're doing everything we can for our student athletes. Finally, another thing, once the decision made for Virginia High School League, schedules for games and practices may have to be, will, I can tell you, they will be restructured based on the decision. One thing we want you all to know is that there are still a lot of unknowns and a lot of questions. Even from us, the staff, the school board, the superintendent, the principal, we have so many questions. We understand that you all, student athletes, are frustrated. Parents are frustrated because they don't know if to send the kid back to school or keep the kid at home. From our end, from the CCHS Athletics, that we are taking steps day by day to provide safety to students, comfort to parents, and environment for coaches to work safely. Like I say, if you're uncomfortable, don't send your kid down here to the school, because we want you all to be safe. We are a big family, unlike these bigger jurisdictions. We want you all to be comfortable with who you are and how we live. I will be doing more video updates. I had one last year. I had two last year. I apologize, but we understand that when we get information, you all want to know. So we're going to be pumping out information as much as possible to y'all. I'll have another update after Virginia High School Leagues meeting on July 27th. And then from there, I have back-to-back meetings with the region and district, and to talk about adjustments to schedules that have been made. So if you have any additional questions, my email is on the screen there, cchighathletics@gmail.com. That's the quickest way to reach me. If you have my phone number, you can probably shoot me a text. It's hard for me to answer calls because I'm going point A, point B. But if y'all have any questions, I'm going to keep y'all in my prayers. Keep showing love. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm trying to make the best of this situation just like everybody else. So take care, and I'll see you all soon.